This is Majo John Madden on Monday morning, the 5th of February. Must be about 7:30. I am very, very happily back in the harbor section of Veracruz. This is the naval wharf, or Moye, stretches way out there. And you can see there's a big boat docked out there. It's a very major naval port, marina, for Mexico, and then a huge commercial harbor. I read that's the oldest and one of the most important in Mexico. Gets a lot of traffic. I'm super happy today. It's not bright yet. Who knows? It may break through. I started out yesterday way in that direction down there, Boca del Rio, very, very affluent. I'm calling it a suburb. They don't use that term in Mexico, but it sure feels like one of the affluent suburbs of Chicago, only very Mexican, except that the people there are not what I call the real Mexicans. Money seems to damage people in Mexico as badly as it does in the US. And they are on their very expensive Apple earpods, very snooty and snobby overall. Not all. I met some great people. This talk, I have a program called How to Be Happy, because that's my specialty. It's just what I can't help but do these days. And 3 of the topics under that are: experience your kinship with all life, feel all your feelings and release your trauma, and sometimes you need to change your lie. That's a golf term. I once was a golfer. Change your lie. Adjust where your ball is sitting. Where your balls are sitting, sorry. Adjust where you are. Move. Sometimes it's good to stay put, and sometimes it's good to move. I had been 2 weeks in Boca del Rio, really loving the beach and having all kinds of amazing experiences, but not liking that place much at all. And finally got my car repaired. I couldn't move for a long time because my car was having problems. Mexican cowboy mechanic Chucho, who came to me through my friend Lady, who runs a kayaking school. And one of the high points of my time there was getting out on the kayak out on the Gulf of Mexico through her. But it was time to move. My car was pinned in. Where I was parked for 2 weeks was along the seawall. It's basically the same road, but a very busy stretch. And where my car was parked, inches away, I had cars whizzing by. And this is the seawall here in Malecon, but the seawall up there at this time of day filled with people riding their bikes very fast, their rollerblades very fast. It's a hyper place, and this is such a tranquil place, such a peaceful place. And my car is moving now, so I'll have access to other beaches besides this closed one, and one down there that's not closed but pretty tiny and doesn't really have access to open ocean, because this is all, somebody called this the lagoon part, but it's all, there's just a little mouth out to open water back there. So what I did yesterday to feel all my feelings and release them, and also experience my kinship with all life, one of my deepest wounds has to do with the rejection of my son, who had been really close to me up through his teen years, and then adopted his mom's story that I ruined their lives, and won't talk to me. Hasn't talked to me for over 2 years, 2.5, and I haven't seen my grandkids for 5 years. So that's a deep one. Deep, maybe the deepest. No, Probably not the deepest, but deep. Okay, gotta use that magnification. So for some reason, life decided it was time for me to face that stuff again. I adore the children of Mexico. They're super special. And something in me said, oh, you know, part of the reason you're so focused on women, part of the reason it's a healthy thing in so many ways. That's a part of your life that needs healing. But it's even a little more excessive, maybe neurotic, because you're not facing your issues about children and your grandchildren. So, traveling for 4 years by myself, I don't get to talk to people very much. So I talk to my supposed rhetorical fans on YouTube. So I did that. I sat in the camper van and told that story, and the feelings surged up and I felt them really intensively and cried really hard. And that works for me. I almost always feel hugely better afterwards. And almost immediately, two adorable preteens, I never got their names, but the one girl let me know it had just been her birthday and she was 12, and she and her sister were really proud of the English they've learned at school. I don't encounter a lot of English speakers along the east coast of Mexico. But they helped negotiate my liberation from that parking spot because their dad was blocking me in his parking spot. They said, we'll get him. We'll get our mom up here. Finally, they got their dad to move out of that spot for a moment so I could get sprung free. And that was a beautiful thing. And then I stopped at one of the OXXO stores, still in Boca del Rio, but right at the corner of it, and got happier there, and then got here. And have been amazingly, almost overwhelmingly happy here. This was the spot I was for my first 3 weeks in Veracruz. And Veracruz, when I got here on New Year's Eve day, was a very happy arrival. I had spent 3 months in Xalapa, Xalapa, beautiful, amazing mountain city, and the state capital of the state of Veracruz, but terrible weather. Cold, rainy, dark, and I got here and it was a gorgeous, warm, sunny day, and I got super happy here. So I spent 3 weeks all around this hotel. General manager is a friend of mine, and a good friend of mine, Michelle, sings in the restaurant on Sunday afternoons. I encountered her. It was Sunday afternoon. I encountered her. And I've got 3 good friends, new friends, amigas, women who work at the OXXO store down this street. That's what I call the tourist OXXO store over there. People in their hotels go there. But the Otro OXXO, or the People's OXXO, where the nurses from the Navy Hospital and the teachers and students from the school across the street, and just the regular people, go to an OXXO store that's a couple blocks down that way. So I went there, saw one of my favorites. There's 3 women there who 2 of them have very specifically said they want to take me dancing to the Zocalo section of the Centro, where there's lively nightlife on the weekends. And I'm all about dancing and all about those women, honestly. So I had a great encounter with, I just thought of the connection of her name. This is the Mar y Tierra. Her name is Mari. So I gave her the nickname Mari Tierra, of the earth. And then my day got capped off last night. There's a family that lives just a couple blocks that way. Roxana and her husband, Iker, and their 5-year-old, I'm pretty sure, Iker Jr. Well, I really got it last night how much Iker Jr. has become a surrogate grandson for me. And they sleep during the day and fish and walk at night, always together, and I've had many encounters with them now. Very magical. We are crazy about each other. And Iker loves to get in the van and grab one of my flashlights and play around in the van. Up too windy there. And we always exchange stuff, as poor people do. I've been officially homeless my whole travels of 4 years from traveling in a vehicle. And I'm pretty sure they've been homeless at times. They're certainly poor. So I gave them cigarettes, and I had Iker's cap, baseball cap, in my car that he had left when they visited me in Boca del Rio. They walked 2 hours from here. They don't have a vehicle. They walked 2 hours looking for me because they hadn't seen me for a while. That was a week ago or so. So it was a beautiful encounter, and finished my day around midnight with a grandson. How healing is that? How healing is that? So today I'm super happy and looking forward to what's going to come next down here. All right, bye.